Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome to the special episode 100 of the FIFA 17 career mode. I just want to start the episode off by saying a big thank you for all the support in the series so far, and if you're a new viewer you wouldn't know this, but the old subs will tell you this. On my main career mode, when episode 50 or 100 come around, I'll make a special episode from me to you to say thank you for all the support on the series so far, and I really hope you guys enjoy this special installment of career mode. So today, what have I got in store for you? Well, I've got 7 games, and one of which is live right at the end in a 30-minute special, and also, as you can tell, it's my first ever It's my first ever FACECAM career mode episode. I'm super nervous for it, but hopefully you guys enjoy it regardless. So let's get straight into it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for supporting the series so far, and enjoy the special episode 100 of career mode. Okay then, guys, so away we go in episode number 100, and again a reminder, we have 7 games today, including one live one right at the end of the episode, and we start off with a game against Bochum here in the Deutsche Pokal round of 32 stage, and this season the board want us to reach the final of this competition, and I think win it as well. In fact, yeah, they do want us to win this competition as well as reaching the final, obviously. Great start to the commentary, well done, Doc, stupid idiot. And we take on Bochum for the first game of the episode then in the round of 32 stage, the first stage we enter. Now, of course, do you remember last season in the Deutsche Pokal, we got through the round of 32 stage against Bayern in an absolutely thrilling game, which was so far the only penalty shootout of the series, which of course we won before being embarrassed here at home against Hoffenheim when we got battered 3-0. So I was hoping we'd make it through to at least around a 16 stage, just like last season. And we had the first couple of chances of the game as well. First, Michel Weiser going for goal, but dragging his shot wide of the post, and then Pereira did the exact same thing just past the half an hour mark. So we were still tied at 0-0 in the first half, despite playing better. My problem was I couldn't hit the target, and I've said that quite a few times this series. So it was still 0-0, but 22 minutes after the restart, had a great chance to make it 1-0, and we do just that as well through Timo Werner, the former Leipzig striker, as I just forgot to turn the volume off there, the former Leipzig striker, firing the ball in, pulling out the dab, and making it 1-0. This season, Werner's lost his place in the first team to Kevin Volland, but Volland's not started off the best for us, whereas Timo Werner, he's always a reliable source of goals for me. Now, I've always said before, in my careers, there's always one striker in pretty much every team I manage that sits on the bench and comes off and will always score. And Timo Werner for Dortmund is that player. Last season was in the first team, now dropping to the bench, but he'd always score goals. That's what he does. Werner scores the goal, puts us in front, and that was how the game finished, as we won the game by a 1-0, and that was our only shot on target in the entire game, but it was enough. So we won the game by a 1-0. We are through to the next round of the Deutsche Pokal. Delighted with that. And again, the cup in my careers is always the least important objective, if you will, regardless of what the board say. I always prioritize the league first, then the European competition, and then the cup. I don't really care too much about it, but it's still a nice bonus to get through. But I'll continue to field weakened sides because we got bigger fish to fry in the Bundesliga and the Champions League as well. We're through, that's great. We extend the win streak, and that's now 3 in our last 3 against Bochum, Leipzig, and Spurs. And of course, we've won 2 or 3 previous before that as well. So right now we're in a good streak right now, playing very, very well, and that's great to see. So following the game, we had a score report right here as we enter November as well, and we play through pretty much the entire month of November in today's episode too. So you can see how the players are currently getting on as we are 2 months away from the January transfer window. And a question for you guys today as well, in the January transfer window, what should we look to do? What players should we look to buy? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I've got to be honest, it's probably going to be my final transfer window of the series, as I am contemplating making this 5th season my final one of this series, because I'm still having a lot of fun with it, but I know the interest has dropped off a lot, and some of you guys want me to start something new. If I'm going to start a new career mode, I need to drop this one or Club and Country. I'd probably prefer to drop this one because I'm loving the Club and Country save right now. So let me know in the January transfer window what you think we should do. Should we try and make a big new signing, sell a couple of our big players and try and change things up a little bit, or just keep the team as it is right now because we're playing really, really well? Let me know in the comment section down below. Should we risk losing our really good team chemistry right now in order to get some better players, or should we leave things as they are and just play out the season with the team we've got right now? Let me know in the comment section down below. But we won the game against Bochum for the first game of the episode. That was the most important thing. And now we move into the second game of the episode, which is at home, away from home against Hertha Berlin, the Olympiastadion, back in the Bundesliga. And it's always fun when you take on a former career mode team you've managed. Of course, back in FIFA 14, I had a Hertha Berlin save. It was a lot of fun. One of my most enjoyable career mode saves ever released present on YouTube. You guys seem to really love it. And there's one thing I also love as well, and that is a nice assist. You guys would know if you've been watching me for a while. When I do like player career modes, I prefer prefer getting the assists over the goals. I love being that team player, and this goal right here was absolutely wonderful. Now, he scored a couple of nice goals this season through Marco Reus's sensational solo run, and of course the El Shaarawy overhead kick as well. This one, in my opinion, is another contender for goal of the season. Not because of the finish, even though it was quite sweet from Aubameyang, our top scorer, notching up, I do believe, his 8th for the season, but the assist from Diego. If you missed it, skip back about 20 seconds and watch it again. It was a lovely little flare pass, flare through ball to Aubameyang right on the money, and his bro could not miss. So 1-0 to Dortmund, and a wonderful little assist there from Diego. And I said this before, he may not be as prolific as some of the stars I've had in my careers before, but the reason I love him personally is because he always gets the assist, if not the goal. He's so good at that. So 1-0 to Dortmund, and that was how the game will finish as well. There were no chances whatsoever in the second half of the game. There were a couple of shots, I do believe, but nothing really too clear cut. And in the game, once again, just like the Bochum game, we only registered one shot on target, but that's all we needed. So hashtag clinical, forget the speech bubbles today. It was another game where we didn't really do too much when going forward, but we scored the goal we needed to win us the game by a 1-0, and our tight defense made sure we held on to the 3 points. So delighted with that. And again, I know I've got to improve my finishing, I know that for sure. I do miss so many chances in career mode, but in that game, that was the only shot I took, but it went in, so that's all that matters. So we win the game by a 1-0, extend the win streak, that's fantastic. And then coming into the third game of today's episode here, we take on Copenhagen, Danish side, back at home in the Champions League. We're coming into this game, our 4th group stage game. If we would win this game, get the 3 points, we would qualify for the knockout stages with 2 games to go. So what a huge bonus that would be, and if results went our way elsewhere too, we'd also guarantee a place as top of the group as well. So what a start, because 9 minutes into the game, we would open the scoring through Timo Werner scoring once again. And what did I say a minute ago against Bochum? This guy is the type of striker that will always score goals in my team, regardless of whether he's on the pitch 9 times out of 10 or not. Every single time you put him on the pitch, regardless of how limited his minutes are, he'll find the back of the net at some point, and that's what he does for this goal as well. Latches onto a lovely little Diego Menendez through ball, 2 assists in 2 for our Spanish scout future star, and Werner with a composed finish into the top corner, settles some nerves early, gives us some breathing room, because we go 1-0 up just 10 minutes in. So a perfect start to the game. Copenhagen, though, tried to respond here 27 minutes in, had a great chance too, as they whipped the ball into the centre on the right hand side, and they would equalise with a volley in the centre, which left me really frustrated, because I said this a few episodes ago and I'll say it again. When you're playing with 3 at the back and a ball gets floated into the centre, if there's a free volley or a free header or just a striker unmarked in the area who has time to shoot and score, something's going wrong. Because when you've got 3 centre backs, surely one of them can cope with that threat in the middle. And when the ball is swung in here, look at the gap between my 2 defenders in Hernandez and I think it was Hernandez and Mustafi in the middle there. There was so much of a gap between the 2 of them, and the striker just ran through the middle, had a simple volley and made it 1-1. So, you know, I'll call it my mistake for just not marking up properly, but sometimes you need a bit of AO help there, and that was very frustrating because really, that was a poor goal to concede. But in the 39th minute, we should have retaken the lead through Kevin Volland, who hasn't started the season off very well, went through 1-on-1 to shoot, but fired it wide of the post with that weaker right foot, and it was still 1-1, and on the stroke of half-time, had another chance to retake the lead. Dembele storming down the right, whipping across into the centre, Diego volleys it, but it's a great save by Olsen, who turns behind for a corner, and keeps the score at 1-1. So unlike the previous 2 games today, we were a lot more attack-minded, a lot more threatening when going forward, but we'd still only scored just the 1 goal. So it was still 1-1 in this game. In the second half here, just a couple minutes after the restart, I made a treble change at half-time, and Diego stormed forward to find Timo Werner, and despite the change at half-time, it was the same combination for our second goal. Menendez storming forward, playing a ball through, and there is Timo Werner, who latches onto it and rifles the ball into the back of the net to make it 2-1 to Borussia Dortmund. So it was a great ball once again by Diego Menendez, and once again Werner using his pace to break past the back line, go through 1-on-1, and this time his shot kisses the far post and goes into the back of the net to give us the lead once more. And again, it was how the game would finish. So Timo Werner, for the second time in 3 games, wins us the game with his goals, and I said once before, he's just one of the most important players we have, because he'll always get me a goal when I need one. He's so good at that, and as you can see, a 9.3 rating for Werner, my man of the match, no doubt. He was fantastic as we win the game, and because of Spurs' draw as well in their 4th game against Benfica. With 2 games to go, 4 wins from 4, 12 points. We've already guaranteed a place in the knockout stages and as group winners as well. And I've said this a few times before and I'll say it again, but if you can qualify before the final group stage game, it's a huge luxury because playing a midweek tires your players out so much. You don't get much rest time when you're fighting on all fronts for competitions, but if you can qualify with games to spare, it means that in those final 2 games or final 1 game, whenever you qualify, you can rotate your side and you can just take it easy. So delighted to be going through to the round of 16 with 2 games to spare, and again in the final 2 games, because we've already qualified and as group winners as well, we don't need to play any of our first team players because we can lose both of those games 56-0 if we want. I mean, we wouldn't want to, but we can if we want, and it won't matter because we're still going to qualify as group winners, and that's all that matters. So it's great to know we're going through and as group winners as well with 2 games to spare. But for the 4th game of today's episode here, we would take on Hamburg, another former career mode side of mine. I managed Hamburg last year, had a lot of fun with them at the Volkspark Stadion. Now we take them on at the Volkspark Stadion here. 17 minutes into the game, had our first chance after Hamburg had their first, and we would take our lead with our first chance. Hashtag clinical. Who gets the goal? Diego Menendez. Not amongst the goals of late as much as some players, but he did score against Spurs, a brace. That was the last time he did find the back of the net. No, actually, no, forget that, scratch that. It was the game after that against Leipzig when he scored a penalty. That was the last time he scored, but now he scores once again, just 80 minutes into the game, settles some nerves, opens to scoring already, and a lovely goal too. El Shaarawy floating cross into the centre, Menendez unmarked in the area, coming towards the 6-yard area, a lovely diving header from Diego, gets up like a salmon, leaks like a salmon, nods the ball past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. I'm celebrating on the touchline. 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund, perfect start, and Diego gets his 5th goal of the year. And again, I'm saying it just like last year, I do believe this season 1 and 2 for the top scorers in the Bundesliga will be Aubameyang and then Menendez. I'd like to see Diego win Golden Boot for the first time in the series, but I don't think it's going to happen as he shot well saved by the goalkeeper there as it was still 1-0, but I'm sure he'll still be close to Aubameyang when it's all said and done. So 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund at half-time. It was the Diego show in the first half. He was absolutely fantastic, and again, could have scored his 2nd goal there. We were still leading by just a 1 goal. But in the second half, 7 minutes after the restart, had a great chance to make it 2-0. Kevin Volland on the ball, keeps hold of it, rolls it through towards Diego. It's cut out by Hamburg, but they give it away with Kevin Volland with that high defensive work rate, winning it back. Aubameyang rolls it through towards Diego, his bro, and this time Menendez does find the back of the net, pulls out the silencer, the LeBron James celebration, makes it 2-0, his 2nd of the game for the skipper, and that's why Kevin Volland is still in the team right there. That high defensive work rate. Some people don't like it on strikers. I love it. I love any player on the pitch with a high defensive work rate because they're always putting pressure on and winning the ball back for the team. I love it so much. That's what Volland does there. Wins it back, makes it 2-0. But one thing I don't love is when I do something completely stupid like this. With 20 minutes to go, we were 2 goals up and cruising, but I gave Hamburg a goal and gifted them this goal as they get back in the game in half deficit. I always try and play out from the back. Michael Müller tries to throw it long towards El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy stood still, wasn't expecting the throw. Poor communication, but more importantly, a poor decision from me. It's cut out, the ball comes towards Cordoba, takes his time and puts the ball in. In fairness, it's a great finish, but either way, Müller's out his goal. You got to expect that. I made a terrible error there, and that's my stupid fault, and the reason why we conceded. We tried to restore our 2-goal cushion there with 12 minutes to go, and what a goal this would have been, but I was so unlucky. He's not done it more than once in the series. Only done it once. Diego Menendez catching out a goalkeeper from that type of free kick. He did it against Fraser Forster against Southampton back in season 2. This time the goalkeeper just about scurries along his line to get the ball away, and it was still 2-1. And then Kevin Volland there was had his shot well saved by the goalkeeper, as it was still 2-1 to Dortmund. And from the follow-up corner, Menendez crossed the one into the centre, looks for Mario Götze, and his header comes off the top of the bar and goes behind for a goal kick. But it was how the game would finish. Final score: Hamburg 1, Borussia Dortmund 2, and we extend our win streak at the Volkspark Stadion as well. So 2 goals for Diego, 2 for Dortmund, and we win the game. But this was much more like it though in terms of attacking quality. 8 shots and 7 on target. Much better. And for Diego as well, I've said this before, but when he really asserts himself, he's just unplayable. And this was one of those games where he was always popping up in the right areas, Frank Lampard style, always coming towards the edge of the area, just inside it, waiting for the ball to drop to him really. And he was always ready and waiting to finish any kind of chance. That's what he did for the first goal, diving into the area and diving the ball. ball. Sorry, it's just a diving header. Headed the ball. He had a diving header onto the ball, which went into the back of the net. And then the second goal played through by Aubameyang to make it 2-0. He was really on fire in this game, and that's why I do believe that even though Aubameyang will be top scorer, once again this guy won't be too far behind. So another question for you guys today as well: who do you think is going to score more goals this season, Aubameyang or Menendez? Diego now has 6, Aubameyang has 8. Who do you think will take the Golden Boot this year? Because you know it's going to be one of those two players, surely, right? So which one do you think is going to be, Aubameyang or Diego? I'd like to be a Diego for the first time, but I think Aubameyang's just too good, so he'll be the top scorer, and Diego will settle for the silver medal. So coming into the final the second final post game of today's episode here, we will take on Augsburg, still in the Bundesliga, this time at home though. And this was a really frustrating game, so they did not start this game off well, had no real chance in the first half. Augsburg had the only proper one, and just past the hour mark, they will take the lead as well through Daniel Arpare, or Opare, not sure how you pronounce that, getting on the end of this cross and heading the ball past Michael Muller and into the back of the net. He had to run on El Shaarawy at the far post. That tells you how scrambling we were at the back there. No real organisation. Heads the ball past Michael Muller and makes it Dortmund 0, Augsburg 1. And that was a little bit worrying for me because we've only trailed this series, I should say this season even, a couple of times this season. So I wasn't liking this at all. But directly from kickoff, we would respond and get ourselves back on level terms through Kevin Volland, who of course this season, as I said a minute ago, hasn't really been the best of signings for us, but he does score a really important goal here. Couldn't miss, to be fair, but does tap in the rebound after Aubameyang's shot was well saved by the goalkeeper, gets his second goal in the Bundesliga, third in total, and makes it Dortmund 1, Augsburg 1. So a really important goal there, and after conceding such a cheap goal with a cross into the middle, which Opare turned in, we need to respond, get back on level terms. We did just that, and it was a nice goal from, a nice finish at least, from Kevin Volland, but to be fair, he couldn't really miss. So Dortmund 1, Augsburg 1, but just like from our goal, Augsburg tried to respond directly from kickoff. We're sent down the left-hand side with Finn Boxen here. They keep a chance alive as Sammy dances around his man, goes for goal. Muller makes the save, but just like our goal a couple of seconds ago, the shot is saved initially from the goalkeeper, but the rebound is turned in by Sven Svensson, which is an amazing name, as he turns in the rebound, makes it 2-1, and restores Augsburg's lead. So I couldn't complain about that because we just got a rebound goal ourselves, so I couldn't really complain. It was 2-1. And as we entered stoppage time, we were still trailing in this game by a goal, and we needed to try and get ourselves the equalising goal, otherwise we would lose for the first time this season. And Volland, that goal scorer, rolled a great through ball inside towards Aubameyang, running through one-on-one, but the goalkeeper made an incredible save, turned Aubameyang's shot over the bar for a corner, and that was how the game would finish. Final score, Borussia Dortmund 1, Augsburg 2, and for the first time this season, we taste defeat. So we had a really long unbeaten run, we were playing well, but unfortunately it's now ended here. Augsburg, the first team to beat us this season, and we do fall at home to the away side. And I really feel as though we should have at least got a point in this game. We played well, just couldn't score more than once, and Augsburg get the 3 points. Very frustrating, and made even more frustrating by the fact that last season we only lost 3 games in the Bundesliga, all of which came at home. We didn't lose away, but all of our 3 defeats came at home. This season, our first loss in the Bundesliga, where did it come? At home. I always like to try and make my home my fortress in career mode. You guys know that. If you watch me for a while, I've had loads of teams that have been dominant at home, but with Dortmund, that's now all 4 of our league losses coming at home. That's quite frustrating. But for the final post-commentary game of today's episode, the 6th game of today's episode, we will take on Benfica in our 5th penultimate game, I should say our 5th game, which is the penultimate game of the Champions League group stage, away in Portugal. But of course, we knew we could rest the entire side, and it wouldn't matter because we are still going through as group winners. So I did just that. Everyone got a rest in this game. There's no need to tire the players out for games, for points that we don't even need. Rested the entire team and just thought we'll see what we can do with a backup brigade. And it was a chance really for the Rezzies to prove themselves in a game where they can show me what they're made of, and maybe they'll be good enough to start some more important games right away and not coming off the bench. So still again, I wanted to win regardless of the fact that we didn't really need to win it. But the first chance fell to us 39 minutes in. Company Vibes, our potential to be special free agent, going for goal, but being denied his first goal for the club by a good save with the goalkeeper. goalkeeper after a nice build-up, but Benfica would take the lead on the stroke of half-time. A cross whipped into the middle, and as you'll see in the centre, Wellen Roofer, our goalkeeper, came out for it. That's my fault for holding down the triangle button. He gets nowhere near it, caught in no man's land. The header from Andre Almeida goes over the top of him and into the back of the net. 1-0 Benfica. Not a good first half, and that was how the game would finish as well. We couldn't score any more goals. Well, we couldn't score any goals. We lost the game by a 1-0. The first time we failed to score in absolutely yonks this season. We lose the game, and again, it's not really too big of a deal because we rested the entire side. We already qualified as group winners anyway. The game didn't mean anything to us, but it is worth noting that's now back-to-back defeats with Borussia Dortmund, and if I remember correctly, this is only the second time that's ever happened with Borussia Dortmund, so a little bit of a cause for concern, really. We should have done better, and also Emre Moore sprained his ankle. I'll be out for 3 weeks too. A little bit worrying. Again, I'm not going to be too hung up about it because we are still qualified as group winners, but again, we shouldn't really be losing those games and failing to score a goal as well. And so that will end the special episode 100 post-commentary part of the episode. You're now going to see the live game against Hannover 96. So hopefully you've enjoyed what I've had to offer so far, and also the live game coming for you now. I do want to say real briefly, just before I disappear, a big thank you for all support in the series so far. You know, I really do appreciate it. I am planning to start a new project in February. This will probably be our final season of career mode, but I've had so much fun with it, and I'm so glad you guys have seemed to enjoy it too. So a big thank you for watching episode number 100. Enjoy the live game, and yeah, take care guys, love you all very much. Okay guys, so welcome to the live part of episode number 100. This is the live game against Hannover 96. We've started off the season quite well, sitting in 5th place right now. And for us, on the back of 2 defeats in our last 2 games, our first loss of the season against Augsburg, and then that defeat to Benfica as well, I'm starting to feel a little bit of pressure right now that we may start to lose ground on the early paces at the top of the table. So a massive game this one. We need to come through and get the win. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the live game as well as the full live episode 100 as well. And if you are enjoying the episode, please do consider leaving a like. I really would appreciate that. So usual first 11 after resting all of our players in midweek away in Portugal. Can we get the win? Let's hope so. Come on Borussia Dortmund, let's get a big 3 points here. Okay, so game underway. The webcam, by the way, if you're wondering, for this part of the video is on top of the TV. So if I'm looking down, it's because I am to look at the TV, to make sure I know what I'm doing. In my Road to Division 1 series, some of you guys have noticed that sometimes I take my eyes off the screen, and that doesn't help when I'm trying to concentrate on playing the game. But hopefully we'll come through to winning this one anyways. We desperately need to return to winning ways of Volland, finding El Shaarawy down the left-hand side. And the first chance could come here as El Shaarawy cuts inside here with the little McGeady spin and finesses the ball into the back of the net. The perfect start. Bring out the dab, son. 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. This is a must-win game on the back of 2 consecutive defeats. Perfect start for us. El Shaarawy cutting in from the left-hand side. This is what I bought him for. So then Dembele can do it on the right to his left and El Shaarawy onto his right. That's a lovely little finish there. The goalkeeper maybe could have done a little bit better, but either way, they did have quite a bit of shot power on it with the finesse shot as well. And it was one of those moments where, for the goalkeeper, he's so close to El Shaarawy. If he does make a save, it's a bonus, but otherwise, it's probably going to sneak in, as it does. 1-0 Borussia Dortmund. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. El Shaarawy has started off quite well for us this season, you know, he really has. Already 2 goals, and don't forget, Royce last season only scored 3, I do believe, in the Bundesliga. I'm giving him more touches as well, unlike Royce last season. Most of our play, or pretty much all of our play last season, went through the middle, with Diego being the focal point of our offense. This season, though, I'm willing to play the ball out wide to El Shaarawy, to Dembele, get those guys involved, and particularly in the first half of the game as well. You might notice in the first half, El Shaarawy and Dembele do more than in the second half. Whoops, as I get the ball away to Diego there. It's almost like with the Cavs in the first quarter, Kevin Love, to get him touches, get him going early. That's what I try and do with El Shaarawy and also Dembele in the first half. As Diego rolls through Kevin Volland here, he's caught up by the defender, but Volland takes it round him and Volland goes for goal. It's a big save by the goalkeeper though, and it's still 1-0. Hannover are really rocking right now because we're playing a full pitch press, and every time we win the ball back, we are through on the break. Götze towards Aubameyang, surely to make it 2, and he fires it just wide the post. Our top scorer last season, our top scorer currently this season, should have made it 2-0, just off target. Mahika down the left-hand side, gets past Nicholas Sewell. Good chance here for the host. Ball inside, lovely build-up here. Muller makes a good save though, and Tar will get the ball clear. Hannover inside our area for the first time in the game. Muller does well to stand his man up, make the stop, and it's still 1-0. Well, we're still leading by 1 going into the second half. Played well in the first half, but I'm very frustrated that we've only scored 1 goal. And I say this all the time, if you don't take your chances, you will get punished. And Hannover this season has started off quite well, so I'm totally wary of the threat they possess. But here's Volland through towards Aubameyang. Great ball searching for Dembele down the right-hand side. It will skid off the snowy turf, but Dembele gets onto it here, down the right-hand side, tries to cut inside, and he does. Dembele still on the ball. Diego asking for it. Dembele took it on himself. Fired it just wide. Still 1-0. I've got to take another chance and get some breathing room. Come on. Well, this is just one hell of a frustrating game. Seriously, I've tried so hard to find a second goal for you guys, but I just can't do it. As Fossum goes down the left, plays it inside towards Contento, and it could be free here, Hannover, and they are as well. It's just been one of those games where you play so well, but you just don't find that second goal, and you get punished. I say it all the time, but it's true. If you don't take your chances, you will get punished. That's exactly what's happened. A nice little build-up, and Muller gets nutmegged there as the shot goes in. Hannover 1, Borussia Dortmund 1. And, you know, we threw away so many stupid games last year. Not just losing, but drawing them as well. And it looks like this season, we're going to do the same again. 1-1. So frustrating. But here's Dembele storming down the right. Can we respond instantly here? Dembele gets his skates on the crosses to the centre. There's Aubameyang trying to get in. Up in the air, cleared. It's a great ball by Sorg towards Ito, and we are really struggling right now as Hannover are through here. It's a 2-on-1 at the back. Ito holds his man up and the shot goes in. It's that man once again, Fulkrug, who fires it in off the post. It's Hannover 2, Borussia Dortmund 1, and we're falling apart. This is going to be our first straight defeat with Borussia Dortmund. I can't believe it. Corner to Dortmund. Can we get back on level terms? Diego takes it, whips it into the middle. Tar goes for the header. Heads it wide the post. Come on. Hannover are 5th, and they're 5th for a reason. They're playing well right now as Muller got caught there as he tried to come out. It's still 1-0. Schmelzer, the former Dortmund player. Oh, this will be fitting as Schmelzer fires it just wide the post. I sold him. That would have been fitting had he punished me there. Thank goodness. El Shaarawy looking for Marco Reus. Late chance here. He's got Aubameyang running through. Aubameyang inside the area. Great save by the goalkeeper. It's just not been my day. Diego with the corner though, whips it into the middle. Looks for Jonathan Tah, and his header goes into the back of the net. Gets in a really strong header from Jonathan Tah. Diego, who's not had a good game, does pick up an assist. You know there's a guarantee in every single game Diego will get a goal or an assist. Great delivery. Goalkeeper got caught in no man's land there. Tah with a really strong header scores what I do believe is his first goal for the club, and what a big one too. 2-2, back on level terms in a thriller. It's still not an acceptable result, but at least we won't have 3 defeats from 3. One late chance though, Davis wins the header. Everyone left it, but Volland goes towards it. Looks for Timo Werner, who could be through. Werner holds it up back towards Kevin Volland, who's been terrible this season, but fires it in. Getting Kevin Volland in stoppage time is going to win us the game, and Borussia Dortmund come back from 2-1 down to win it in stoppage time, and Kevin Volland, an unlikely hero who hasn't done enough for us this season, is going to win us the game. Plays it through towards Werner. He could have ran through himself, but I saw there's a covering defender, so I thought I'd play it back towards the spare man, Volland, who strikes the ball into the far corner and fires Borussia Dortmund in front for the second time in the game, and surely gets us the 3 points. I'm delighted on the touchline, doing my best Conte impression. 3-2 to Borussia Dortmund. What a thriller, and we're getting the win. Thank you, Kev. Well, what a way to end today's special episode 100, because this was an absolute thriller. I was thinking this is going to be absolutely disastrous with falling apart with Borussia Dortmund. 3 defeats in 3 against teams who, let's be honest here, aren't bad at all. Benfica, Hannover and Augsburg, certainly not sides that you'd snuff your nose at, but still teams that we should expect to beat with our team. But oh my goodness, 2-1 down and scoring 2 goals in the final, what's that, 5 minutes? Final 10 minutes to win the game. Oh, that was an absolute thriller. Come on, Dortmund. I would have been very frustrated how we lost this game. Hannover did not play too badly, but 13 shots and 9 on target, despite a little bit less possession. We were the stronger side and deserved the 3 points. And man of the match is a shared man of the match because this guy caused me problems all game long. Niklas Füllkrug was absolutely fantastic for Hannover, but Kevin Volland was clutch in this game, coming up with a big game winner in stoppage time to give us these 3 points. They both share man of the match, but we take all the points. What a huge win, and we're top of the table to end the episode off. We're not top of the table. Why did I say we're top of the table? We're not top, we're in second place actually, behind Leverkusen on goal difference. We both got 31 points now, but I need to pay more attention. We've got worse goal difference than Leverkusen, hence why they're top and we're in second. Stupid idiot me. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, guys. There's the league table to end today's episode off. As you can see, both us and Leverkusen look like the front runners for the title once again already, just like last season. But of course, we can't count out Wolfsburg, only 4 points behind and have a game in hand as well. And of course, they're the only undefeated side in the Bundesliga right now. And of course, we know the threat that Bayern have as well, so we can't write them off, even though they are already 11 points behind us with 22 games remaining. So that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed the special episode 100. If you have, then please do leave a like. Likes are, of course, very much appreciated, and they really help the channel stay alive as well. So much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. Really do appreciate all support on the series so far, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.